So the first question we're going to be working with today says, why might a firm continue to produce in the short run even though the market price is less than its average total costs? And so this is, I'm going to take a chance and just look up a graph just so it's a little bit prettier. But so we're going to look at cost curves, short run, uh, price less than average, less than ATC. So okay, so let's just take a look at this question, this graph right here, right? So what happens, right, when you have a price which is lower than P2 but greater than P1, right? So you have price that is less than average total cost, right? Less than the minimum point of average total cost. And so at every single point, you're still losing money, but you are producing at a price above average variable cost. In this short run, even though the price is less than the average total cost, meaning overall you're making a net loss in economic profit, the firm would continue to produce. And the reason for that is because even though the price is less than average total cost, it's still above average variable cost. And that's what we really care about in the short run. If price is greater than average variable cost, that means that for every for every unit that we are producing, we're still making positive marginal profit per unit, right? Price minus average variable cost would give us the marginal profit per unit, and that would be positive because price is above average variable cost. In that sense, the optimal point would still be for us to continue producing despite making a net loss due to the fixed costs associated with production. Because if we were to stop production overall, we would lose even more money than if we continue to produce, because we would incur the full cost of the fixed costs that we can't get rid of in the short run. And so in that sense, the profit maximizing point in the short run is going to be to continue producing despite making net losses. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded of an explanation. And so that's the main reason we would see firms continuing to produce in the short run, despite market price less than ATC. We can take a look at the previous tutor's answer. The previous tutor says, short-run production alternatives facing a firm depend on price, ATC, and AVC. If price exceeds ATC, then a firm generates an economic profit that is above normal profit by producing at the quantity that equates marginal revenue and marginal costs. However, if price falls below ATC, then the firm incurs an economic loss. So that's what we're talking about when we say that that P is less than ATC. You experience economic loss. So the question is whether the firm should keep producing in the short run and incur an operating loss or shut down awaiting a higher price. If price remains above AVC, right, that's what we're talking about here, between two curves, then the firm generates enough revenue to pay all variable costs plus a portion of fixed costs. So it produces the quantity that equals MR and MC. If the price falls below AVC, then the firm is better shutting off production in the short run, right? And so it is, again, not all cases in which the firm would continue producing if price is less than ATC. If price is so low that it's below ATC and even AVC, that means every additional unit that you're producing is not only not making positive profit, but actually cutting more into your losses. So you're paying fixed costs plus variable costs now. And so that would definitely not be good, and the firm would be better to just shut off production in the short run for good. And so let's go back to our previous tutor's answers. By producing any output, it does not generate enough revenue to cover variable costs, let alone any fixed cost. The cost incurred is greater than the fixed costs. The firm can incur a smaller loss by producing zero output and paying fixed costs. And then we get into his decision-making criteria, but with this example of fill. But I think I've seen enough. Like this explanation is exactly what we need to answer this question. So the previous gave a very thorough solution, but and also a very great answer, because that's exactly what we want to know. And we can move on to the next question.